As I began to mentally move about, I suddenly found that I had abilities completely beyond anything I had ever imagined. Capacities that I had never dreamed possible were now part of my spontaneous nature. I was like a kid in heaven's candy store. It took me a while to realize what was happening. These new abilities were actually new ways of being conscious. I was suddenly able to experience textures of reality, modalities of existence that had been completely unavailable to me seconds before, and that I had never touched in any previous session. Any lingering, unfulfilled dreams or aspirations that belonged to my previous life suddenly fell away from me as irrelevant. The deepest, leftover longings of my heart simply dropped away in the face of the simplest, most elementary mode of just being conscious at this new level. It was as if God had increased my allowance 1,000-fold. As I moved through this reality, new constellations of experience kept opening to me, and each constellation carried with it a different form of ecstasy. I cannot describe the experiences because they correspond to nothing in space-time. Possibilities were opening faster than I could keep track of. I knew that I was just scratching the surface of this realm, and that it would take me eons to understand and tap its full potential. I felt like a child, deliriously happy to have been given more blessings than I could ever have imagined. The quantum jump in experience between the chaos and this new level of consciousness was in time followed by still another quantum jump that was even larger than the first. The insights and experiences that followed derived from a different order of reality altogether, and words will be even less satisfactory to give a sense of their proportion or impact. I cannot reconstruct the exact sequence of events as they unfolded, so I will organize the telling in part according to themes and insights that emerged over time from multiple layerings of experience. The falling away of the concerns of my present historical personality carried with it a sense of regathering the energies of my life. It was as though I was regathering energies within myself that I had strewn over centuries of historical time, presumably in multiple incarnations. As I did so, I became step by step more what I had been before I had entered space-time, but at the same time I also focused and clarified what had been accomplished by entering space-time. So there was both the sense of return, with profound feelings of home, and also the sense of realization of accomplishment, of seeing clearly what had been the purpose of the entire exercise. Once the first transition beyond my present historical personality was made, it seemed easier to regather other layers of energy. I felt that these other layers pertained to other lives, but I could not see specific details. As I regathered wave upon wave of energy, I rose to quieter and quieter levels of existence and into deeper intimacy with an intelligence that spoke with the authority of God. Whatever its ultimate status in the cosmic matrix, it profoundly engulfed my minuscule awareness. As I ascended through these levels, many teachings from years of sessions returned and organized themselves into profound experiential exercises of instruction. The pieces of the puzzle were literally coming together and carrying me into an extremely concentrated distillation of experiential instruction. Many of the components of this teaching were familiar from previous sessions, but today they were demonstrated to me with devastating power. I will first describe the conceptual content of the teaching, and then the experiential aspects. Reduced to its essence, the teaching was as follows. Matter is nothing more than the canvas that mind paints upon. It has no capacity to act apart from the animating presence of consciousness, and is completely passive to the direction of consciousness. Therefore, whatever our experience is in space-time reality, we must have the courage to sit still and face the fact that we are experiencing nothing but a manifestation of our own consciousness. No matter how terrible the pain, no matter how horrendous the injustice or inscrutable the logic, our experience in space-time is the direct expression of our consciousness in a higher order of reality. The our was more than just personal consciousness, however. It was both personal and collective, both individual and species. If we do not face this terrible fact, we fail to understand the most basic fact of life. Matter is the canvas on which we practice and refine the art of creating. It is the notebook in which we draw sketches and explore possibilities. If our experience in this life is convoluted and torn by conflicting forces, it was transparently obvious that this is caused by the carryover of exercises from other space-time encounters. The experience of matter is extremely intense and leaves a powerful impression on the mind. If we go to see a frightening movie, we may have nightmares later when we are home safe in our beds. Likewise, the impressions physical existence makes on our consciousness carry themselves over into other lives. It is as if we have tried to sketch too many drawings on the same page, and the pictures interfere with each other. What we are is the result of everything we have ever thought. Yet there was a method to this madness, a direction to our experimentation. We move into space-time to experiment with our creative abilities. But the intensity of space-time experience is such that we tend to get caught in the dreamy echoes of our experience. Home safe in our cosmic beds, we nevertheless still get caught by our dreams and return again and again to Earth, weaving the new layers into the dream. Eventually, however, the time comes when we begin to collect the tangled threads of our experience. Lifetime by lifetime, we rewind the threads of our dream and regather the energies of our exercises. As I rewound the threads of my existence, I began to experience more clearly what the entire exercise had been about. It had not been about what happened in any individual life. It had been about learning how to control the powers of creativity that were my innate nature. We work, in effect, learning how to be gods, learning how to create,